Hello there, welcome into the first edition of the SAU Baseball Coaches Show this year in 2015. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head baseball coach Steve Browning. And coach, right here at the beginning of the season, obviously a very exciting time for a lot of people, not only within your program but on campus, as baseball traditionally been one of the sports that has been very successful throughout the years. And you yourself going into your 5th year, but you've been around the program quite a bit longer than that, have been able to sustain that level of excellence, including last year winning another conference championship, albeit in the tournament after losing the first game and coming through and running the table and making your 7th straight regional tournament appearance. Talk a little bit about that going into your 5th year and kind of the challenges that present itself trying to maintain that type of level of play.
Well, I think the challenges are just like they are every year. I would like to think we have a target on our back. And, we're fine with that. We've been blessed to have a strong program, and this won't be the first year, and hopefully it's not the last year that we've gone into the season with a target on our back. And I think it lets our guys know that they got to be able to hook it up every day. And that's what we talk to our guys about, is about having the ability to not only don't take a day off, but not take a pitch off, because, you're going to get everybody's best. And I just think that makes us a better ball club at the end, that we know every single day that we play that we're going to get whoever we play, we're going to get their best punch or punches, and I think at the end of the year that helps us and prepares us to make a championship run at the end of the season.
One of the things that has obviously helped to be able to sustain that is the players that you guys have been able to get into the program, keep in the program. This year, not dwelling too much on last year, but this year you're bringing back at least 7 players from more or less an everyday lineup out of your batting order, and you pretty much lost just 1 starting pitcher from last year. So a lot of familiar faces coming back into the fold this year. Talk a little bit about those returners and what you're expecting out of them this year.
Well, it's big. Anytime you can return anybody, but also guys that have kind of been through the fire and have won and have shown the grit that it takes to, like I said, play every single day. They automatically, whether they think they're leaders or not, they become leaders, and it helps when you bring in a crop of new guys. That's the thing. We've got a lot returning, but if you look at our roster, we also got 25 plus new guys. So having those guys back that have been through the fire, that have won multiple championships, it just helps breed kind of the next guys and bring them along. And we're excited. We are pretty deep. We feel good about where we're at on both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively, pitching, and there'll be some new guys that step up and play too. But we are excited about getting going and see what what this group can do.
Recently news came out with some NCAA legislation that was passed at the Division II level, making it to where you can essentially play before February if February 1st falls on that a Sunday or a Monday.
Right. And
so it pushed up initially to where we were going to play Saturday and Sunday, or excuse me, Friday and Saturday. Now we're going Friday.
Right.
We're playing earlier Friday because of some weather coming in. Talk a little bit about that opponent, Lindenwood University, a team from Missouri. A good regional game as they play in the MIAA. First opening weekend of the year. Last year, you welcome in another northern team, Augustana, for a 4-game set, and we were very impressive in that. And so talk a little bit about kind of what you expect in this first series against Lindenwood.
Well, the answer is you don't know what to expect. You're going to play a team that I would like to think that we've had better weather to prepare than probably what they have, but that doesn't mean anything. It's at the end of the day, come Friday when we play at 1 o'clock, it's their first game of the year, it's our first game of the year. So a lot of unknowns. They'll be a very quality ball team. They'll be competitive. They transitioned from NAIA to Division II just a couple years ago, and but they've showed that they've gotten better and better every year. So again, like you said, it's a good regional opponent to start the year off with, and like I said, it doesn't matter going into Friday. We're both 0-0. Nobody's won, nobody's lost, so we're kind of on an even playing field when it comes to that.
Each year it seems like the conference schedule kind of gets sooner and sooner when games start being played. This year, obviously, no different, but there is still a chance to get in some non-conference games the first couple of weekends before for some series. You're not playing a series the second weekend of the year, rather hosting an 8-team Invitational Classic in Grand Prairie, Texas at Quick Trip Park. Talk about that. There's a lot of people just look at the teams that are going to be invited to that and playing in it. A lot of good competition, particularly some teams from the GAC, the MIAA, and the Lone Star. So kind of talk about that classic and what it means to host it.
Well, the reasoning behind it is we're all looking for good in-region opponents early in the year, and it does. It gets tougher and tougher to schedule. Magnolia's a tough place to get people to come to, and then so what we did is really we're just, you know, Central Missouri, they host the tournament down at Minute Maid, you know, the Astros, you know, Division II Classic, and so what we wanted to try to do was try to mimic what they did and offer a quality, you know, regional tournament earlier in the year. So that's what we did. We went out, we found 8 teams that are going to be in Grand Prairie. You know, everybody, we're playing 4 or actually 5 games in 4 days, just the way the bracket fell. But, you know, I mean, it's going to be all 5 games for us are in-region games against very quality opponents. So, you know, what we're trying to do is, like I said earlier, we're trying to prepare ourselves for the end of the year, and we feel like the better teams we can play early, it's going to help us, because when we run that gauntlet in the GAC, it's tough. I mean, there is no off weekend, and that's what I love about our conference is every team they're good, and so I think playing a team like Lindenwood early, playing this tournament early, and then even the next weekend is our bye weekend. We have the first bye weekend of conference off, and you know, we've got Central Missouri coming to town and Lincoln. So, you know, here we are. We can talk about Lindenwood, we can talk about the Grand Prairie, but then all of a sudden we're bringing in, you know, a powerhouse like Central Missouri along with Lincoln. We're going to play a little 3-team series. You know, so we'll find out really quick what type of team we are going into our first conference weekend for sure.
We appreciate it very much for your time. Again, that's head baseball coach Steve Browning. He and his Mule Riders are set to begin their 2015 season day earlier. Now we're starting on Friday, January 30th, first pitch at 1 p.m. It's going to be a doubleheader, and then game 3 of the series the next day at 1 p.m. as well. All those games at Walker Stadium at Good Hartfield. So, Coach, best of luck, and we hope to see everybody out.
Thank you.